All right, here with Chris Buescher. Obviously a very solid finish today. Right now, third here at Daytona. Talk about just kind of what's running through your head right now.
Yeah, just bummed about the last green white checkered. You know, you want to be able to push them out and you know, be able to race it out. So you know, it didn't happen. I just didn't get a good green white checker there on the end, and never really felt like I was in control of my car. So yeah, that's just a bummer.
Was the bottom kind of the plan from the jump on that restart? Did you guys ever maybe want to try shifting lines or anything?
Well, I mean, I was pretty committed to going behind the leader, the 8 car at that point. So wherever he was going to go, that's where I was going to go. And unless the 21 followed him, and then I would have taken the front row. But yeah, I don't know. It just, I don't know. It just our row didn't jive on the restart, and everyone pushing in unison, and I was out of control, and I felt like every time I got up behind the 8, I got him out of control, and I didn't want to crash him.
Yeah, obviously not a lot of moral victories in this sport usually, but do you feel like you can take one away today that you can build some momentum off of here as we get right close to the postseason?
No, it's Daytona. It doesn't relate to anything. This is a one-off race, and what you see today has nothing to do with what's going to happen next week.
Did you have any chance of avoiding the initial wreck that kind of made your day a long day?
Oh yeah, there's lots of things I could have done to prevent being in that spot. It wasn't where I wanted to be, but I wanted somebody on the gas pushing me. I just didn't know that I was going to choke him up enough. And I mean, yes, there's lots of things I could have done, Bob, but hopefully got tagged from behind.
How do you just view 27 points at the cutoff going into the
I look at it like we have another chance to go win the Southern 500. That's what I'll focus on this week. The points, they give them out stages and into the race, and you run good, they give you lots of them. But I just get excited for a chance to go win the Southern 500.
Do you think you have the strength to do that?
At Darlington, we'll have a shot. We'll all know together, but we definitely didn't in the spring. But we've had more than our fair chances to win the Southern 500, and
Last question,
I think that we'll.
When you get in an incident early like that, and you have to drive around and hope for the brakes you need to get back toward the front, are you thinking about the point situation in that instance?
Yeah, I was just hoping it would stay running, keep the water in it, and be able to keep up with the pack, which, looking at the car, it's amazing that it did. The whole splitters ate off of it, dragging the ground, and yeah, it's pretty incredible that we were even able to finish. I thought the radiator was going to be gone, so fortunate to finish. But yeah, as I'm riding around, mainly at the end of stage 2 when I dropped back from the pack and I was the lucky dog, or going to be the free pass. I thought through all of it then, and then the whole stage 3 was all about trying to execute and maximize what we could.
Now here with Chris Buescher, finished 10th. I talked to you last week at Michigan. It was kind of the same thing. You had a torn-up race car, but you still managed to come home with the top 10. How would you assess the night overall?
Yeah, it was another whirlwind. Another really fast race car. The big Mustang had great speed. Got caught up in an accident. The team did a great job preparing it. We're in good shape. Again, we just really ran out of time today. We actually we had a good enough race car to go up there and win. Showed that by leading a bunch of laps and getting a bunch of stage points. Tough ending, but ultimately not a bad spot.
Ford's had a lot of speed today. How do you take that, especially when the first round of the playoffs starts at Atlanta?
Yeah, I mean, it's one week at a time. So Darlington first, and then we'll start talking about Atlanta.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Chris. Appreciate it. Carson Hocevar, you come home 11th today. Hey, you completed a lot more laps than you did here in February. How'd it feel to be at Daytona in a Cup car, and how was your night overall?
I thought it was good. I mean, we just kind of rode. I kind of looked back at the stats or whatever, and felt like that was the best way to get ourselves to finish, was to kind of ride and pick ourselves. And felt like we had a shot there, restarting like 8th or 9th. And hopefully, I was hoping the bottom would clear, and that they sort of normally do when they have this low of cars. But I don't know, the 15, they said there was a gap from 20 to 15. They just never could keep going and push our line clear. If that happened, I felt like we were in a good spot, and it just never did. We got so stacked up in the 3 and just kind of bled some spots when we were going to gain a few.
Obviously, we had 2 cars catch air or go completely upside down. That's 3 times now in 2 weeks. Do you think there's a correlation with anything, maybe like the addition of the fin to the car? What do you assess? Is there something that NASCAR could do to keep these cars in the ground more?
There's obviously things they can do. I mean, if they knew it, I think they would have it on the car. They don't want cars flipping, I don't think. I mean, thankfully nobody was hurt, and thankfully it's always happened on the backstretch and not where 100,000 people are sitting. So yeah, I don't know. I just drive them. I don't work on these things or make rule changes, and I sure as hell don't understand how they flip and how to fix that.
And then finally, you've had some great runs this year, and this is no different. What kind of momentum when you go to a tough track like Darlington, where you're returning to now? What can you take from today that you can relate to? I know it's 2 different tracks, but what kind of experience did you get tonight that you can take over to Darlington?
Yeah, I mean, our last few finishes were like 12th, 8th, 10th, and now 11th. So we ran really good the last few weeks, or finished really good too. So we'll see. I think Darlington, it's kind of mainly this reunion. That was our first race together in the fall, and we qualified 15th and ran really good. The biggest thing is our metrics can be really strong, and qualifying there is super important to get going and start the race really good. And I think we'll be in a good spot. We were at least not very good in the spring at Richmond and really good in the fall, and we weren't very good this year in the spring at Darlington, so hoping that translates.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Carson.
This is Custom Patch Hats. But what makes us custom? Well, that actually begins with you. We're just bringing your unique vision to life. No knockoffs, no lookalikes. Your design is one of a kind. We know hats, we know design, and we know quality. The proof? It's in our production. Hand-stitched with precision and care, with brands you know and trust. A one-of-a-kind patch deserves a one-of-a-kind treatment, all the way to your doorstep. It's how we keep it custom.
Steven Stump of Frontstretch.com here. Come back for more great racing videos, and if you like us, don't forget to hit that subscribe button.